finds the camera.
And hello to everyone joining us on stream. Welcome to the Michelin Race for Good powered by Gran Turismo here at our outdoor event at Race Service in Los Angeles, California. My name is Mari Takahashi, aka Atomic Mari on social media, and I'm here joined by my wonderful co-host Amelia. How's it going, Amelia?
Hey, how's it going? I'm honestly just so glad to be here. This has been such a hectic year for all of us at home, so I'm really thankful for Michelin to be able to host us and have us surrounded by our friends and peers and you guys at home digitally to be able to put on this awesome event, which is for a good cause.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned, it should be noted that everything here is very COVID compliant. Everyone who's attending tonight has been rapid COVID tested.
Yeah.
We're bringing together people safely and wonderfully. You'll see our crew in the back doing wipe downs on the gear every time somebody has stepped in and played a game. And safe food serving practices are also in place. So we're very, very excited to be able to come together as a group, but also do it safely. With that said.
Yeah, no, totally. I couldn't agree with that more. It's really awesome to be here, you guys. And thank you for those of you at home who are tuning in. This event obviously wouldn't be possible without the help of Race Service. We're here at their facilities in Los Angeles right now, so huge thank you to them. On top of Michelin supplying the tires for the event and bringing us all together, they also brought a Michelin star chef, Chef Gary, out here today. And I gotta say, I just had some of the best pizza in my life.
Oh, it's so good.
It was so good.
And that wasn't even like the beginning of it.
It was the first course of what I hear is three. The word Kobe and I think Wagyu got tossed around, so I am ready
truffles.
to beeline. Ugh.
We will do our absolute best to give you the descriptions of just how wonderful this food is, but it should also be mentioned a little bit of Michelin history that goes hand in hand with all of this stuff that we're doing with cars, but also the Michelin Guide. Michelin, since its conception, has been really one of the best connectors in our industry. As you can see here tonight, bringing together such eclectic groups of folks from gamers, car enthusiasts, elite athletes.
Yeah.
We're all coming together thanks to Michelin. And you know, years ago in Europe, Michelin started with bike tires. They eventually grew into tractors, race cars, and even NASA space shuttles. And with the advancement of cars and people on the road, Michelin did their part in creating the Michelin Guide. It was designed for drivers to have good services and good experiences and bring that all together, including
speaking of food and all that. And you know, today we have 16 drivers that are going through a series of bracket racing in these 4 sims we have behind us that are from our friends over at PlayStation, loaded with Gran Turismo. And I think these are going to be getting pretty heated. The idea here is that the winner is going to get $20,000 to donate to a charity of their choice. So I think it's really cool that Michelin brought us all together. We get to race, we get to have fun in a safe environment, and it's also all for a good cause at the end of the day.
Amelia, are you more on the competitive side, or are you?
Bro, I am so competitive. It's not even funny. I'm sitting here like, like I already got teamed up with one of the fastest guys, so I'm trying to work on my strategy right now.
Yep,
Like, it's about to go down.
It's great. No, it's fun and games, but there are definitely folks who have either been practicing a lot or are taking this very seriously.
Oh, I'm taking this seriously. Are you?
I am. I feel like I feel like I got a host. I got to do this thing, but
the important part, you are what gets to connect the audience at home to us here, and you have the important job of giving everyone the experience to share with us.
Yes. And right now we are able to kick it off to both Tommy and Justin, who are going to give us a little bit more history on Laguna Seca, which is the racetrack you will see all throughout the night, and just a little bit more history and the reason why we're racing here tonight. So,
yeah, totally.
With that said,
Kick
Justin,
it off to them.
Tommy,
it's on you, boys.
I'm ready. Well, I guess I'm going to do this, guys. Right now, I'm driving out of the pit lane here at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. Actually, I'm not driving. It's the first time I've left the pit lane at Laguna without having to touch my hands on the wheel because the computer does it for you. But I just wanted to take you around the track before we all start racing because it is such an important track on the world stage that I thought, well, it's worth talking about before we do it some damage. And it was started in 1957. It only cost like $1.5 million, which I guess was a lot back then. But in today's standards, they spend hundreds of millions of dollars on a new racetrack. And when they started this, little did they know that this was going to be one of the most formidable racetracks in the world. And over the years, it has changed. You used to go straight on from turn 2 all the way up this hill. Incredible speed. But as you can see, the walls are never too far away. So as I make my climb here, when you're really doing this for real in a race car where you can kind of hurt yourself, you're heading up to one of the most important, one of the most exciting, dynamic corners anywhere in motorsport. I'm doing it pretty badly right now. Hopefully, I wouldn't get paid to drive a car if I did it at that speed normally. But this is called the Corkscrew. And anyone, anywhere has heard of the Corkscrew. From the top, it plummets down 7 stories, a lot more if you go all the way to the pit lane, but it plummets down, which gives you a blind entrance. You can't see where you are, especially if you're driving a big front engine car. And then as you go down, it literally makes your stomach lurch. But now coming onto the main straight, let's talk about this because it is a fan favorite. Laguna Seca is one of those tracks where every driver wants to win at, every fan wants to go to, and every husband or wife wants to go along and child just to be a part of it. And as you come down into turn 2 here, it's actually the second corner. It's really difficult. I actually really dislike the next 3 corners. They're the only flat corners, as in no gradient on the whole track. And I find them kind of hard, but this is the place when our guys and girls are going to be racing in a minute. These are the corners that it's easy to mess up on. We used to do the TV from up there where those crowds are standing. That's the crazy thing about this game. Everything is so super realistic. There's no wonder these kids are so good at racing nowadays when they get to a new track. When I did this track, I had to go around it on foot and learn the way around. But I promise you, when you drive in the Gran Turismo game and you drive in this beautiful Porsche on these Michelins, you are feeling about 70% of what we feel as real race car drivers, minus the risk factor. But here we are at the Corkscrew again. Dropping down, whoa, your stomach just catches you. And quite literally, if you need to hold on to whatever bits you have at that point, because this is where you know you're onto a good lap. You're coming down here and you see the whole paddock in front of you. Down to 3rd gear, going through this corner, and I'm going to go into the pits now because it's time for me to hand over to my teammate in real life, Tommy Kendall, because he knows his way around here as well as I do.
Well, here we go. Thank you, JB. I tell you what, this brings me back. I mean, the visuals of this game are picture perfect, and Laguna Seca figured prominently in my career. I won my very first pro race there with a big pass in the Corkscrew. But to go out on track like this, taking over from the computer on pit out, and now Michelin has the ability, once they've partnered with PlayStation or Gran Turismo, the key thing both in the road and in the game is how effective is the contact patch. The only thing connecting you to the road is Michelin. In the race world, they're known for just unbelievable technology. There's 3 components to tires. You've got construction, you've got compound, and you've got tread design. Obviously, in a race car, it's all about racing slick. I'm out on a medium tire right now, and these are a super high performance tire. But after this lap, we're going to pit and do a real-time driver change, or real-time tire change, and show you. We're going to go to the super soft, which is the holy grail, like you'd use for qualifying. A track like Laguna Seca, several seconds faster. When I stop talking, you know I'm in a little bit of trouble. But the simulation is perfect. This is the plunging turn 9. You can feel the grip through the steering wheel, and you'll literally feel that when I go to the super soft, dabble the brakes, turn in for turn 10, hit pit road right here, you know, and then I will select super softs. The crack pit crew on the 000 Porsche goes over the wall. Picture perfect. 4 Michelins come off, the super softs go on. And we're off and away. Picture perfect. Now, as soon as I like the car's driving for me right now, if this was a real race, you'd have to navigate, and pit out on cold tires is one of the more scary, hairy situations. Here they're taking the danger out of it. So now I'm on super softs. And you'll feel it through the steering wheel right away. You turn in, and it's a little bit slightly heavier steering. Heaviness means grip. Dab of the brakes, flat turn 4. And obviously we don't have the G load like you do in real life, but the steering wheel is where you get all that information. ABS brakes roll up, track climbs to meet you, use all the road, charge into turn 6 here, dab of the brake, turn. You want to be back to the gas to settle the car right there, up the hill, climb, 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 and just all you see is sky, very much like in real life. Try to draw a straight line here, let the ABS do a little bit of the sorting out for you. Use some curb, straight, land, hope you're on the track. You don't come all the way back to the right here or the car won't come in. This is where you really feel that grip of the super softs. Plunging turn 10 and then into the pit. So these races are going to be over before you know it. 3 laps only. I've never had nerves like this. I've had some big races, but when I'm driving next to UFC champ Cain Velasquez, my number 1 priority is don't make him mad. Number 2, try to win the race.
Cruise effect. Everybody must be. Hey everyone, that was Tommy and Justin, our friends from Torque. We're so excited to have them. And now we've got Armin. He is going to be our race steward for the night. He is one of the fastest GT racers out there, and even competed in the GT Academy. Armin, thanks for being here and giving us a little bit of a rundown of exactly how these races are going to go down tonight.
Sure. I'm generally used to being on the opposite side. I'm used to being the competitor, so it's a lot easier to start off my nerves. You know, I'm more relaxed, and watching people racing is a lot better. But to give you guys a run through, the viewers, of what it's going to look like out there. So we have a bracket system set up. Every participant will be taking place in our preliminary rounds. So everybody will be racing, and the winner of the preliminary rounds are going to move on to the semifinals. The rest of the participants will have to go to the elimination round, and that's where the fun begins. So the elimination rounds is a little bit tricky. The winners of the elimination round get the chance to move to semifinals, but we're going to take 1 wild card driver, the fastest overall second place driver. We're going to give him a chance to move on as well to the semifinals.
Oh,
exactly.
So it's not over till it's over.
It's not over till it's over.
Amazing, I love that.
Absolutely. My suggestion is, I always tell people, never give up. So keep pushing, and there's always that chance they can be in the semifinals. Next, in the semifinals, we're going to have another race where all of the 4 semifinalists will be competing in the same format that the previous races were. And the top 2 from each bracket will move on to the finals, and from the finals, we'll crown a victor, right? So it's pretty straightforward, but the elimination rounds is where I expect things to kick off. People are going to be pretty nervous going into it, so I expect a lot of bumping and a lot of dive bombing, essentially, into some of the corners.
Yes, that's right. And in the preliminary round, we have one driver who was voted by their fans as the one person who's going to start out with an advantage.
Absolutely.
Super soft tires starting out, whereas everybody else will be using what tires?
Mediums.
Mediums.
So the medium compound.
So how big of an advantage is this?
Quite large. So are we allowed to say who won, or is
We
this
are
public?
allowed to say now.
So so Cody is the one selected by the fans to start off on the super softs. Huge advantage to him, and he's going to be close to about 3 seconds a lap faster than the mediums, 2 to 3 seconds.
All right.
So amazing tires, and they give you a whole lot more grip than the mediums. But the mediums in a race format last a little bit longer generally. So it's a give and take, but I expect Cody to be just firing off into the distance.
He's got
off
the
the
full
bat.
advantage, but anything can happen on a racetrack, right?
Absolutely.
You can spin out, you can have a hard time getting back on that track.
Absolutely.
With that said, let's talk a little bit about the racetrack itself.
Sure.
There's the iconic Corkscrew. There's also the Andretti hairpin
Right.
as well. But what are some of the turns that you would like to talk about?
Well, in a race, most of the passing generally will happen into the Andretti hairpin, so that's corner number 2 of the track. So I'd expect a lot of fireworks there, and also going up to the Corkscrew. A lot of people will be potentially overshooting it, and maybe going too wide at the entrance of the corner. So expect to see a lot of people going off there. And then coming down from the Corkscrew, going out to corner number 11, which is very sharp left-hander. That's at the end
I call
of
it the mean turn.
Yeah, it's super mean. And I expect a lot of passes there too. But overall, it's huge. I mean, 2.24 mile track, about 180 feet of elevation change. I mean, it's like a roller coaster out there. So it'll be pretty fun to watch, and I'm glad I'm on the side that's on the steward side, because I don't have the nerves today. It's a lot easier for me.
You know, there's the obvious turns that are kind of like really hairy. Mm-hmm. The hairpin, the corkscrew, even that very last left turn. Are there any other turns you think that are kind of sleepers that people kind of
Absolutely.
should be a little bit more wary about?
Sure. Corner number 6, I think that's the most overlooked corner on the track. Going through corner 6 is a slight kink to the left, but there is a big curb on the inside of the corner. And if you just touch that curb, it shoots you out into the dirt, and that's race over. So I expect some people to get that judgment wrong, and some people will be shooting out. And that's one of the things I've been warning people about, is really be cautious on that corner, because that's the one that's going to get you. Yeah.
And in GT specifically, once you're kicked out into the dirt, how does that affect your driving?
Sure. So once you go into the dirt, the grip levels reduce significantly. We're talking maybe an 50, 60% reduction of grip. So you're going to find yourself sliding a lot and probably ending up in a spin. And what's even worse is getting back on track is hard. So you're spinning those rear tires and the car's not moving fast. And from a competitor standpoint, they're in a rush to get back on track. So what I expect to see is a lot of people giving it too much gas and spinning again. So yeah, definitely avoiding the dirt is one of the key things about this whole thing. That's going to either make or break a race. Absolutely.
It'll be so interesting to see. There's so many eclectic folks, and some are gamers, but not necessarily GT gamers. Mm-hmm. There's also folks who are very much into cars, and it'll be interesting to see how that ties in. How, in your experience, have folks who are car enthusiasts and whatnot, who have seen themselves on the racetrack, how does that translate to something like GT?
That's a great question. A lot of people that have a lot of experience on track generally develop a feel for the car, and when they jump onto a simulator, all of a sudden those feelings are all gone, right? You're driving with the steering wheel and no G-forces. You don't feel the car as much. So a lot of these drivers have to adapt to that. A lot of the information comes through the hand, and not enough information comes visually, because your field of view shrinks too. So I've been seeing some of these guys, of course, they come from huge racing backgrounds. Some of them are track enthusiasts. Some of them are just, weekend warriors on the mountain roads. But they're all having to adjust to this new spectrum of driving. And it seems like a lot of people are taking up to it pretty quickly. And I'm seeing pretty impressive lap times, actually. At a certain point, I thought I should jump back in and maybe set a faster lap time. These guys are getting super close. But yeah, it was fun to watch that transition. And it's definitely something that's going to be highlight it during this race that's about to start.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see what our drivers bring to the table. It is going to get competitive tonight. Armin, thank you so much.
Cheers.
We'll
Thanks for
be
having me.
hearing from you a bunch, and we'll see you out there.
Thank you
so
you.
much.
Have a
I can
good
take
one.
that. Thank you. All right, so at this point, our racers are going to be coming into the sleds. They're going to start getting ready for the first race, the first heat. I'm so excited to see what happens here. If you're just joining us, this is, in fact, the Michelin Race for Good, powered by Gran Turismo. We're at Race Service in Los Angeles, California, and our drivers here, there's 16 of them, we're all driving for good, as in one crowned winner is going to be going home with $20K for their charity of choice. There's a ton of different charities that will be benefited tonight, but however, there is just the one winner that can go home. And with that, everyone is starting out in the pits, and we're starting. Hey, he's got to get comfortable. Hey, listen, the man's got to be comfortable, right? This is Cody Walker in the first sled here, taking his shoes off like a true driver. What do you think, chat? What do you think? He's got to be one with the pedals, and this is how he's starting out. We got Amelia over here. Got Kevin. And we got Ski over here. Oh, this is gonna get exciting. All right, and just to reiterate, it's not necessarily who is in first, second, third, or fourth place. So it's important that that is not the only thing that y'all are looking at when you're watching these races. It is about lap time, so it is about precision. It's about not spinning out. It is not about getting in your head if you're ahead of someone else or not, first place or second place. We're gonna continue with the races in a moment, but it'll be very interesting to see what happens. It's anyone's race. Now, Cody over there taking off his shoes, chat, I'd love to know what you think of that. Everybody's got to be comfortable, right? And there is some strategy to it. There's a little bit more feel for the pedal, for both the brake and the gas, so it'll be very interesting to see. If you have not noticed, all of the racers are in the same car, which we've got on display over here as well, alongside a lot of other treats we have all night on the stream, so it'll be very interesting to continue seeing that. Our racers are getting ready. That was like a little warm-up. Everyone needs a little warm-up before they start their races, and they were given a little bit of one. It's nice to know that, again, if you're just joining us, everybody at this event has been rapid COVID tested, and so it's a way of coming together and bringing folks together in a safe way, but also still being able to do it. And so it's a good alternative to the absolute dumpster fire that 2020 has been for all of us. Over here, we've got our trophies, which I'd like to take a look at, since I, for one, have not just quite looked at them yet. Let's take a look here. Of course, there's 4 trophies for all first through fourth places. And I love how they're going into the very, very old school look of the Michelin Man. Of course, many, many tires stacked up, and that's where you get that. So exciting. With that said, I believe our races have started again, so let's head on over. All right, Cody, in fact, still has his shoes off, which, you know what, completely works. There's absolutely no reason not to have your shoes off for something like this. The heats, if you want to have a reiteration of the heats, there will be four heats in the preliminary round, 16 drivers altogether, and we're off. Yep, it is the Laguna Seca track. Oh, and...
Breathe for a second.
Oh, cool, sweet. Okay, thank you.
Nice. Okay, so they're going to run the first race. Ben will...
Cody, you're not in the war zone right now.
I had to get away from you guys. Oh no! Where'd you go? Cody, slow down, man.
Bro, you guys, I feel like I'm at that 2.4 shit again. Man, I got hit.
Cody, slow down.
No chance.
Man, he's way, dude. That crash messed me up.
I'm 30 seconds behind. You spun me out. Alright, I lost you guys.
Alright, just going for the fast lap now.
Someone crashed.
Thirsty.
Everyone else is still racing.
But you, sir, are done. You have your shoes off.
Got to get comfortable, you know?
Yeah, you're very comfortable. You do have the super soft tires. Everyone else is on medium tires. How much do you think that was an advantage tonight?
I would say I think soft tires are probably a good couple seconds. Maybe in this first round, a couple laps. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty confident tonight.
I would say this was an absolute annihilation, Cody. let's see. I'm trying to see your lap times, but I did see a 121 in there.
Yeah.
I saw. I think that might have been your quickest, but that was a stellar performance.
Thank you.
Do you think that you'll be able to continue this performance throughout the night?
You know, my goal was to just get away. Like turn 1 is a killer. Okay, right? So turn 1 is an absolute killer, and I figured if I could get through turn 1 and just drive conservatively for the rest of the race, that they might just take care of themselves behind me.
Okay.
And it turned out to work out in this scenario. So if I can continue getting away in turn 1, I think I might be able to pull it off.
Is your strategy for getting away staying back or going on ahead for that?
I just stayed in real tight.
Nice.
In turn 1 and
Nice.
just protected the inside.
Ooh,
And,
that hairpin. We'll
yeah.
see how many people it's going to get, but it will be a lot. Amazing. Congratulations, Cody.
Thank you very much.
We will continue to see you race with your shoes off.
Thank you to everybody that voted to help me get the soft tires in round 1 there. I really appreciate it. Let's win that money for Reach Out Worldwide, guys.
There you have it. There you go. Cody is our first winner in the first heat. We still have 3 in the preliminary though, so that is going to continue. Like Cody said, the fans came out, voted for him. He was able to continue on that first preliminary round with his super soft tires, which is fantastic. And with that said, if you're just joining us, hello, how's it going? My name is Mari. This is, in fact, the Michelin Race for Good, powered by Gran Turismo, an event here at Race Service in Los Angeles, California. And it should be noted that everybody here at this event has been rapid COVID tested. COVID compliancy is at the utmost importance for everybody here. And so you'll see our crew behind me will be cleaning and making sure that all of the game systems are converted over and made sure that it's clean and germ-free for the next folks coming in to play. So very excited that Michelin has brought so many eclectic folks together tonight for an event like this. We have 16 drivers, everyone from car enthusiasts, athletes, gamers, influencers, actors, musicians, and we even have both Tommy and Justin from Torque who are going to be racing tonight. And I have asked them how being real life racers, how that translates to GT, and I said, you know what? Tommy, Justin, isn't that a absolute advantage? And they said, you might be surprised to hear that it's absolutely not, at least for them. So with that said, let's go on over and take a look at the beautiful, gorgeous Bugatti. Let's go.
Well, you know what? It's all well and good playing with cars in the virtual world, but here at Race Service, you get the real deal. Now, this is the Bugatti Vision Gran Turismo, and when I told my 16-year-old son, Oliver, that I was here and I showed him on FaceTime, he basically lost his mind, because if you're following social media and you love hypercars, there is nothing bigger than this at the moment on the planet. And as you can tell, you can see it's a Bugatti, but it's like a Bugatti that had its Wheaties this morning, because it was inspired by the game. People in the game actually contributed to the design, and then in a collaboration between Gran Turismo and Bugatti, they built this car. And as you can imagine, for the engineers and the fabricators and the designers, the aerodynamicists and everybody, that took a lot of doing, because you can't just take what a gamer's fantasy and put it into a real car. But it is the Veyron underneath, and think about this, it has 1,656 horsepower, it has 1,160 foot-pounds of torque, which is mind-numbing. But really the name of the game here is aerodynamics. Everything on this, I mean, if you gave it to a kid to pencil draw a hypercar, I think this is what they'd come up with. I mean, it's got enough space at the front to lose an entire 3-year-old down the side, and the air as it evacuates here past these specially designed Michelins and this special rim they're on. And the tub, if you come here, you can see as well. If you turn the camera around now, you can see that it curves around the monocoque there, just like in a Formula One car. So the air comes out of here, bringing it incredible levels of aerodynamics. What do you think about that for a rear view mirror? It's kind of wild, it's one of one, but the real thing with Bugatti, of course, is the heart of the thing, which is the engines. And back here, they call it the W16, 8 cylinders either side, 4 turbos. I can't even imagine what trying to put 1,160 foot-pounds of torque is like to the ground. Obviously, quad exhaust here. This is an active rear wing. Can you see that? It moves, and obviously the shaft goes up there. So this whole middle plane, the middle element, is able to go down to increase top line speed, which they think would be over 300 miles an hour. But of course, they have to base that on a simulation because this is the only one in existence, and it will never ever be driven at top speed like that. Cody, this is not the prize. You haven't won yet. No, you won round 1. You didn't win anything else. You haven't won this.
This is on the table tonight?
No, it's not. No. Cody Walker, everybody, who is a victor of the first round. What do you think? Can you imagine driving this?
No, I can't. I don't think I've seen anything quite like this before either. And
No.
you're saying this is the only one?
Only one they're ever going to build, the Vision Gran Turismo by Bugatti. And what I love about it is it's blurring the lines between virtual and reality.
Yeah.
You know, this is a fantasy of gaming designers which have seen their vision come to life, quite literally, in a Bugatti.
Yeah.
One day, what would ours look like? It would just big horsepower.
It'd have a big old, row emblem probably
It
somewhere
would.
back there on the big wing. It's a beautiful car, though. Oh my goodness.
I would have to have bigger wing mirrors because I got bigger ears. Anyway, what a car. I think we have another race that's going to be starting in a minute. So, guys, follow this on social media, the Bugatti Vision Gran Turismo.
I just want to, Aaron, Kane, Coco. Oh, hey everyone. We're off to our second heat here. Very, very exciting. We've got Kane over here. We've got Tommy. We've got Aaron. We've got Coco. And I told you, we've got an eclectic amount of folks here, right? We've got a UFC fighter, we've got a driver, we've got a drifter, we've got a BMX rider. I mean, it's kind of bananas who the event has brought together tonight for Michelin. Oh my goodness. And yes, this is in fact the second heat of the night, the second preliminary heat. Winner from this one will go on, but anything can happen. Again, it's fastest lap time, not necessarily who's in first, second, third, or fourth, so make sure you're not too focused on that. I keep wanting to look backwards because I'm so excited to see what happens with these races, but y'all are able to see it in the corner, so that's all good. I'd love to know in chat if you have any expectations on who might take the W for this preliminary round. It's interesting. Tommy has driven this IRL. I don't know if anyone else in these sleds have actually driven Laguna Seca in real life, but Tommy in fact has. And so I wonder if that will give him a far larger advantage. He is the most humble person and has said before racing that it shouldn't, but we'll see how it goes. I'm so excited to see what happens. If you're just joining us, this is the Michelin Race for Good, powered by Gran Turismo, and these sleds back here are desensitized? No, they are sanitized, that's the word. They're sanitized every time that somebody has driven and the next person in the preliminary round is going to be going. So it's nice to know that Michelin has brought folks together here, but done it safely. So with that said, lots of eclectic folks here tonight. There's also Michelin star chef as well. And if you don't know, Michelin found its roots in bringing together both racing, tires, all of those things, but also bringing people together on the road and having good experiences on the road as well. So with that said, we've got a Michelin star restaurant chef with us, Chef Gary, who is providing really wonderful food tonight for all of our guests. You see Cody here in the back. You can't see him, but Cody is watching to see who is going to be coming in first place. I see that everyone is in their final lap, which means that this is close. It's close. In the first preliminary round, we saw that just Cody was in his final lap, but it'll be very interesting to see what happens as everyone is in their final lap in this moment. I see a little bit of a gap here, but I'm so excited to see what happens. Oh.
Right, I'm back.
You're back. Everyone is in their final lap, which means that this could be close.
It seems very close, but Tommy Kendall seems like he's leading by quite a margin, and we just had Cain Velasquez go off on the last corner.
Oh.
Seems like he's still holding second, but close.
It's
so
that
close.
mean left corner that we were talking about before.
That's that one will get you.
That one will get you.
But it seems like everyone's having a good time. Big smiles all around.
Absolutely, and everyone is done with the races, and with that,
we'll go to the winner.
All right, I'm gonna take this from you.
Not to do that.
Oh, Tommy.
Talk about pressure,
Yo.
right? You're the guy with all the expectations. So I was able to sort of control once I got out front, I wanted to do big lap times. I mean, there's no upside in running faster laps at this point. I just needed to kind of hang on. I was managing the gap back to Cain, and it feels good to win. I haven't won in a while.
Congratulations.
This is fun, but I had nerves there, and you start, a lap and a half to go, and it was only a 3-lap race. I'm like, I want this to be over. I want to win.
Oh my goodness! What is that mental game like, knowing that you're out in front?
Well, it's a total mental game, because you can only beat yourself at that point. You're the only person where it's and so you've just gotta, obviously repetition helps to keep that pushed away. And when you're in a close battle, you don't have time to think. But when you've got a nice gap, that's when, and you try to back off. Sometimes you get into trouble by taking it easy.
Yeah. Well, how close was it? I wasn't watching the race, but could you feel the heat behind you?
I was checking the gap to Cain, and so it was it's 3.5, 4, 5 seconds, something. So it wasn't terribly close. And at first, you want to take the lead right away, but I'm like, you know what? Even though it's only a 3-lap race, a lot can happen. And there was a car off in turn 1, then there was another one off a little bit later. So you just had to not beat yourself, kind of. Now it'll get tougher as we go. I saw the lap times that Cody was doing. I'm going to have to figure out how to up my game if I want to have something for him.
That's right. You remember though, he was on super soft tires, so
yes,
that was a huge advantage for him.
Yeah, and you feel that on my drive around. It's subtle, but you feel it in the wheel. That's where you feel grip. When you turn that car, there's a breakaway where you feel the front of the car give away, and with the super softs, you can just really wrench it in there, and the front of the car will hold.
Are there any turns that still surprise you?
I've done so many laps at Laguna Seca. I'm doing it in reverse of how the gamers are. Most of the gamers are feeling the car. I'm basically relying on muscle memory of having driven those turns so much time, where the bank of the corner is, where it flattens out. There's actually a marker when you come up over the front straightaway. There's 3 telephone poles in real life, and you sight on the 3rd telephone pole, and that puts you on line. Things that you learn just from having done it a zillion times.
Oh, incredible. If only we could all put on glasses and see Tommy Vision, that would be amazing.
There's always, it'll probably be here before we know it, actually, the way things are going.
It'll be some VR, right? Amazing. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be seeing you in the semifinal round.
Thank you.
Woo! Thank you. Well, with that said, we're getting ready for the 3rd heat, which is, this is happening fast. It's exciting. We're already seeing the next folks. They're trying it out. I think they get a little bit of a practice beforehand, which is good. But our drivers are in their seats already. They're in their sleds, and that 3rd round, that 3rd heat is coming up. Super, super cool. I'd love to know, chat, was there any surprise that that Tommy was the winner? I'd love to know. With that said, Coco, how's it going?
What's up?
Hey.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. How did that race go for you?
It was a little bit of all over the place, kind of a mess, but also a good mess because I got some good turns and then good laps. But definitely, it's a whole different story jumping on a simulator like this with a lot of pressure on your shoulders and with other good drivers. So
that's right.
It was a good experience.
I mean, you had really, really tough competition in your heat, I will say. How does what you do with BMX, you know, how does that translate into something like this with your nerves? You know, are you able to calm yourself down? How does adrenaline?
That's kind of what I do for a living on every competitions. When you go to X Games, like it's nerve-wracking. You got to learn to control yourself and control your thoughts too. In a situation like that, is in a small scale, it's very similar, but it has a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
You smile, you get the adrenaline and everything, right? When you're on a competition, you're not smiling at all, right? You're so focused. But the other, in a physical side, is like when you're driving a car, your body is sensing every movement and every turn, same as the bicycle. Like your hands and the pedals, you're feeling every ramp and every spin. You got to be really aware of where you're at in the space to be able to don't land on your face and land on the wheels. So they're very similar sports. I'm sorry,
okay.
Very similar sports, but simulators is something else.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to do a night where it's BMX simulators and you just absolutely crush all of us.
I wish there was such a thing. That
There
would be
you
really.
go.
I would avoid breaking any bones. That would be so nice, but we don't have it. Someday, maybe we can invent it now.
There you go. There you go. We need a Coco game. ASAP. We need these simulators as well.
Exactly.
Coco, where can the audience find you?
Well, just go on my social media, or YouTube, Coco Zurita, ZOZOZURITA, just my name, and just I'll be posting stuff. We'll be posting some backstage videos from the race, so you're more than welcome to come check it out.
There you go. Coco, thank you so much for racing here and being here.
Thank you guys for the invitation. Let's have some fun.
Absolutely. See, eclectic folks from all over, so awesome. All right, with that said, let's move on over to Tommy, who's going to talk to us a little bit more about the Porsche. Mwah! Beautiful Porsche. We've been seeing it in game, and here we go.
Well, here we are in front of the 000 GT2 RS. Now, this car is pretty sick on its own, but this particular one has real significant provenance already. This will be a collector's car. Not only does it have the iconic already 000, which is a 000 magazine paint job, which you can get as a wrap or as a livery inside the game, but this car won at Pikes Peak just a month ago. And having been a racer my whole career, one of the things that's so great and different about Gran Turismo is there's no risk. And so you can be the bravest guy on earth when you're in the game. Now, in real life, there's different levels of brave. Pikes Peak is a whole nother level of brave. When I haven't raced there, but I did some filming there, and you can literally go off the side of a mountain where it's thousands of feet down. So it's one thing to be brave in turn 11 at Laguna Seca when you're going 40 miles an hour and the worst that can happen is you go in the gravel trap. Well, when you're faced with like real life or death, but again, you're racing against the clock. And don't take my word for how hairy Pikes Peak is. Sebastian Loeb, who's I want to say a 5-time world rally champion, when he went to pursue the overall record at Pikes Peak and he got it, I lowered the record by I think a minute. They asked him, are you going to come back next year? He says, no, this place is way too dangerous. Once is enough. Hey! Now,
they gave me this.
They gave you this
to talk about our session we just had.
Well, I didn't tell you this beforehand, but when I did my track tour, I said I've got 2 goals. You would think my one goal would be winning the race. My first goal was to not make you mad, because I said I don't need this guy mad at me.
You were so far ahead, you didn't. Yes, I couldn't even touch you.
Well, but you kept me honest, because I got out and I knew there was some stuff happening behind me, and then I kept checking my gap, and the gap was for a while it was staying about the same, and then I noticed you were in a real battle. Who were you battling with?
Everyone. I was battling
With Coco, right?
Coco, and then I was battling with Coco for sure, like back and forth. I spun out on my own once.
Okay.
I get back in. I had a battle on like one turn. I got docked for a time, and then for Coco right at the end, the last lap, I knew he was right behind me.
Okay.
And I just thought, okay, I just got to make this turn. He hit me off the track, and I'm like, no, he went. I'm driving on the dirt, and I see him still on the dirt as well. So I'm like, forget this is still a race. Never stopped. So I was able to come in.
Now I noticed as soon as the race was over, you said, Coco, that wasn't cool.
No, I said, Coco, that's not the way to win. You don't win like that.
Now
you gotta win fairly.
Now I've been watching you on TV, and I mean, everybody thinks what I do is brave. What I do isn't brave. I mean, what you guys do is the most intense thing. How does your love of cars? Was it something that was parallel? You're always into cars, or is it once you got well known and had a little extra cash that you got into, or talk about your love of cars?
I've always been into cars, but what got me into racing was fighting. You know, I made some connections. I was able to get on some tracks, and right then I knew that it was very much connected to fighting, as far as mental, physical, like your vision and feel, like life, and also fighting. So I just love it from then on.
You kind of answered my question beforehand. This is such a mental game, and a lot of people think that fighting maybe is even more a mental game because, you know, it's split-second decision, it's weighing risk versus reward, all the stuff that makes for good racers.
Exact same thing. I feel like I get the same out of racing as I do training in that way, where I'm super focused and every second counts, every little movement counts. I feel like I get the same out of racing. And the danger factor, I mean, I would say is even more in racing.
Well, it's funny. You don't get hurt as often, but when you do, it can be a big one.
I bet.
Well, good luck in the last chance. I hope you join us in the semis. Well done.
Oh, we're both mic'd.
We're both mic'd.
Oh, there you go.
There we are.
We don't need
Oh, there we
mics
are. We're up
here. Justin.
I know.
Justin,
I
listen, before the races started, I asked you point blank.
Yeah, you did.
Does being an IRL racer give you a far advantage in playing GT?
The answer was no. However, I've realized that I just raced against the worst virtual racers ever to get behind a steering wheel. I mean, James the Stradman, I mean, he's a legend, right? But if he drove his own car like that, he wouldn't have a car or a show. And Sarah, she had different. She thought she was getting to the finals earlier. You know she did. But
optimistic thinking.
Yeah, positive thinking. All I know is that the pressure was on me because when I looked at the little dots behind me, I'm like, oh my God, they're like half a lap back. So then all I was worried about was falling off. You know what I mean? So it was actually like I drove really badly and really slowly. But it's fun to win.
Do you think one of the advantages you do come with is understanding how to handle pressure?
Probably, yeah. And also, the simulation is so real. All the curbs, all the sand, all the signs. So I'm applying what I know in the real world to doing it. And I think as real drivers, you can get to a certain point, and then the sim racers have to teach you the tricks. You know, the hacks to go faster, because there are.
Yeah.
But I'm still doing it like an analog way. I'm like, okay, I'm turning here, getting on the gas, exactly like I would in the real world.
That's incredible. Yeah. That's incredible. Well,
but we won.
I gotta hand it to you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Do I get a trophy?
Not yet. You're one step closer to that trophy, though.
I'll never beat Cody Walker.
He's kind of a ringer.
Yeah, he is.
With that said, I'm gonna go to my sled because it is my time to race.
Stradman, you are a face. And we are so thankful to have you to come out all the way from Utah to spend the night with us here.
Well, thank you so much for having me. We had so much fun. I just went. I kind of sort of embarrassed myself, but I had a good time. I was up against Justin Bell, though, and he won Le Mans, so I never really stood a chance, but I had a good time.
But now we're both in the losers bracket,
right.
so now we're going to race against one another. So this is where the real competition
Yes,
starts.
exactly. You gotta go easy on me because we had some practice sessions, and Amelia, she's good.
We'll see. It might turn into a who can spin out who competition. But so you've been partnering with Michelin for quite some time now. You have a Bugatti. You run Michelin's on the Bugatti, if I'm
do,
correct?
yes, the Pilot Sport Packs.
Wow.
The famous Michelin Pilot Sport Packs. $38,000 a set, specially engineered for 254 miles an hour.
Oh my
The coolest tire in the entire
Have you done it yet?
world.
Have you gone to
No,
it?
but in the future, soon.
Going to.
If my
Soon
mom's
to
okay
come.
with it.
Need mom's permission first,
Yes,
for
exactly.
sure. Oh, that's awesome. Well, we're so glad to have you out here. Thank you for making the time. I know things are hectic right now. COVID test, super appreciated that Michelin was able to put on something so safe for us all to be here, where we could really have and enjoy a good time with our friends and family out here. So thank you for that, Michelin. We're gonna take it back to some of the other racers and see how they're doing. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh man, where did all of the
Me and whoever. Yeah, and
cones
whoever.
go?
And
You get
so,
no cones?
and then how does it? What happens after that?
So the next round is now we're gonna go to now we're gonna go to elimination races. So the 9, so the 12, so the 12.
Who didn't win?
Not gonna do that in the real run. This is still practice, right? That was practice, right? That was practice. Okay. I kind of sat down and I was like, ooh. Yeah.
Finished the 4 prelim races to varying degrees of success. But we have our 4 winners. Cody Walker, a guy called Tommy Kendall, Devon, who won over there, and myself in one of the slowest races of the entire competition so far. What's going to happen now is we sit out the 4 winners. Meanwhile, the next 12, the 12 people that didn't win a race, they actually get, like, if you like, a second chance at glory. They will be racing against each other, and the winners from that will be competing against us as we go into, I guess, the semi-finals. Anyway, the racing's, I think we're getting better. Everybody's having a good time. Certainly, we're enjoying being here at Race Service with Gran Turismo and Michelin. But the great thing about Michelin is wherever you go in the world, yeah, you can be on the world's best tires, whether you're driving on the street or racing on the track, but you also tend to eat, drink, and rest up rather well. And if I go over here, Tommy Kendall is over here, and he is talking to a great friend of the talk show, Gary Menes, who is here. Tommy, why would you be by the food?
Well, you know me too well. This is, I've been waiting for this for 6 months, ever since we had him on our show. Gary Menes, who's a Michelin star chef for his restaurant Le Comptoir, the counter here in Los Angeles. But since COVID, the restaurant's been closed since March, and so he's been doing this amazing thing out of his house where he bakes for his friends, and it makes your mouth water, the kind of stuff he's doing. But what he's doing a 3-course. Usually at Le Comptoir, it's 9 courses, and everything from the lights to the music, everything is curated. Here it's a little bit more like cooking for friends, but with some of the best food anywhere. So he's, earlier we had courses. There were 3 different pizzas he's made, and the sourdough for both the beignets that are the 3rd course and the pizza are made from a sourdough starter that he started in 1995. He's had the same sourdough alive for that long. He feeds it. His wife told me that when he used to phone home from San Francisco, they thought he was checking on them, but he was saying, make sure you feed the sourdough. Now tell us what this brisket here is. It's not just brisket. Tell us about what you're doing.
It is brisket, yes, of course. This is from the Holstein cow, which is a dairy cow originally, but they found a really interesting way of utilizing male dairy cows because the dairy industry doesn't have much use for male dairy cows. So they feed it and they treat it just like a beef steer that you're going to use it to, like, say, eat steaks or what have you. Cooked this for roughly about 14 hours with California almond wood that's allocated from here from Central California. Super slow in an offset fire pit, which was made from a decommissioned propane tank. Lovely, it has beautiful kind of caramelization. And if you see the rendering of the fat and the juiciness, and it just kind of goes through. I don't want to squeeze too much out because I want you guys to taste it, as opposed to this sheet pan tasting it. And it is just a lovely sight to see.
So, I mean, there's some commonality. I mean, when you first earned your Michelin star, 25 years in the making or something like that, the obsession similar to what they do with their tires.
That's correct. When I first started cooking 25 years ago, and even before that, traveling to Europe and learning about Michelin, and then cooking here in the United States, and Michelin was not here 25 years ago. So this was only a dream, but a dream that I hoped one day would maybe happen across the pond. But we were lucky enough for Michelin to come here to the United States, and then after a 10-year hiatus from Los Angeles, we woke up one morning with a Michelin star.
Well, and you do have a tie to cars. You worked for, I'm going to name drop a little bit. You're a superstar yourself now, but you worked at Patina and at French Laundry, and two of those guys drove 911s, or I know two of your...
Yes, both of those. The first chef that I worked for was Joachim Splichal, and he would roll in with his air-cooled cabriolet, and you can just... If you can imagine the roar and the tremble of that coming into the driveway, and just, I'm getting chills right now, just understanding that the walls are going to shake, not just because of his air-cooled 911, but because he is going to shake the walls with his persona and with his voice. And then the last chef I worked for, Mr. Thomas Keller, elegant, beautiful gentleman with a blue 911, and he used to say, "Look at the butt on that." And yes, I would love to have one day, just like my masters.
Well, if I had to bet, I wouldn't bet against it. So thank you. We're gonna the walls are about to shake for everybody's taste buds. So thanks for being here, Gary. Wish you could be here.
Guess what? I spoke a little. Let's just say I was prematurely out of the pit box there because Tanner Fox actually won the race. That was just their practice race. That's how important everyone's treating it. Anyway, Tanner Fox just won that, and Mari was second. So that's a pretty good race. So remember, Tanner will join Cody, myself, and Tommy moving through, and the other 12 are about to hit each other pretty hard to take their shot at the overall. Now remember, also Michelin are running a sweepstakes right now, michelinman.com/Gran Turismo, and it's an amazing sweepstakes. You get a new set of Pilot Sport tires. You also get the Thrustmaster 300 GT steering wheel and pedal combination and the new game. Anyway, let's grab Tanner. He's over there somewhere. We need to go and get him. Shall I go and get him? Tanner.
Let's go.
You didn't even think that was going to happen.
Number one, baby.
No, but so you join an elite group of old men.
Yeah.
Cody, Tommy, and me.
Yeah, I got it.
So you've got it, right?
If you're not first, you're last.
So you move through, and everybody else now has to actually race again to even get through to the finals.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier, and you were saying he had no idea that he could pull this off, but you were a bit like me. I don't think the competition was too stiff in the grip.
My main goal was to just not go off the track, and that's all I did, and I got first, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, on to the next round. Well, you feel good about it?
Oh, I feel great about it.
Okay, me too. I'm Justin.
Hey, Justin.
Hey, you did really well at the beginning of the show. That was great.
All right. What's up, stream? How's it going? How are you doing, chat? We've got Sam over here.
What's up, guys?
How are you doing, Sam?
I'm good. I just came in second place, which is a lot better than what I expected.
Hey, you know what? Second place is a good place to be. It's a good place to be. It still means that we get to race a little bit, right?
We're still in the fight.
There you go. We're still. It's not the end until it's the very, very end.
Okay. Yeah.
Exactly. Sam, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay. I used to run Super Sheet magazine. I'm still the editor-in-chief, brand manager there. So my whole job is finding cool cars, cool builders, cool car enthusiasts, and telling their story. Now we're doing that all on the website and social media and video. So I have a fun job because I just get to go out and meet people and meet cool cars or see cool cars. So
The dream, huh? The dream job.
And occasionally I get to build some cool cars too. So.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
How has your love of cars, you being in the industry and all this, how does that translate into video games?
Well, a lot, because I wouldn't be into cars without the original Gran Turismo and Gran Turismo 2.
There you go.
It's what got started me into getting to know a lot of cars, getting to know about racing. Progressively moved on from there. I've been lucky to do Judge Gran Turismo Awards every year. And so, video games and cars has just kind of been a really big part of my life.
There you go. And one of the things that anyone looking at any GT game can see is that the hyper realism of it. What do you?
Yes.
How can you speak to that a little bit?
Just now, I'm like I had to teleport myself back to Laguna Seca, try to actually remember how precise and accurate I have to be, and not just full flat out on the pedals, not full turn. It's amazing how real it is, and if you just think back to actual driving real conditions, it translates straight into the game. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Having the Thrustmaster wheel and pedals is an unreal experience.
It is.
Or is it perhaps a real experience?
It is as real as it can get. Exactly.
There you go. Are you excited to race again? How are you feeling strategy-wise when you're racing again?
I actually I started out last place, and I just kind of shouted at everyone, and then I kind of made my move at the last lap. So I'm going to just kind of keep trying to do that, stay smooth, and then if I have an opportunity, I'm going to go for it.
There you go. Excited to see you in your next race, and thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
There you go.
Well, so obviously, as we saw, we have had 4 big heats. Everybody who has won, we're settled for a little bit. That was Cody, myself, Tommy, and Tanner. But Carter here, you got a little bit of insight because you used to work for Gran Turismo.
Yes.
And now you've helped put this event together as one of the brains behind it. But it's quite complicated. So what's going to happen next?
So yeah, we had 16 racers, and the first from each of the 4 heats moved on to they get a bye to the semifinals. So they're moving on. So we have 3 from the 3 remaining. The bottom 3 are going to go into elimination rounds. So it's a total of 12. And out of the 12, they're going to be racing again. And this is elimination round. So from there, we're going to pick 1 from each of the heat to go on to the semifinals. And out of the remaining 9, the fastest will then move on as well.
Do you think there's anyone that can actually beat Cody? I'm including myself in that not able to beat Cody group.
I mean, we have you. We also have the esteemed Tommy Kendall as well.
Yeah, but he's fast. He's really fast. But just talk about the equipment they're using, because when I came by yesterday, we came by here yesterday just to meet with everybody and see how it's going to go down. I was blown away by the sort of simplicity yet high tech of the equipment we're using. Obviously, we have these sleds, but the steering wheel and pedals, they're the Thrustmaster 300 GT.
They are the Thrustmaster TGT, and they were developed with Thrustmaster in conjunction with Gran Turismo.
Okay.
And that's why you're seeing that full effect. So it was development in conjunction. You're getting that really good feedback.
Yeah.
And it's just been dialed in, and that's what
so
you're feeling.
It's calibrated right. And
exactly.
But if you go to the Michelin Sweepstakes, which is michelinman.com/Gran Turismo, you actually have a chance to win. It's a whole set of new Michelins, as well as the Thrustmaster 300 TGT, which is just, amazing piece of kit. I've actually got one in the back of my car right now because I ordered it when I knew I was going to do this.
Of course
I just didn't have practice before the game. Anyway, so what we're going to do, so obviously we're going to get ready for the next round. As someone that knows the game so well, what advice do you have for any of us, especially me? How can I win this?
Beat Cody.
Beat Cody.
It looks like
Sounds
he's the man
so
to
easy.
beat. He
it's
is
like
the
saying
man to
all
beat.
you have to do to win in Formula 1 is beat Lewis. Beat Lewis. Anyway, I think they're ready to go.
Yep, let's cut to the elimination rounds, see what happens.
Perfect. That's good.
Wesley Chan. Oh, Wes. Audience, if you don't know, Wes is a fantastic filmmaker. He's part of Wong Fu. Just a titan in this industry.
A titan? Wow.
Yeah.
You're just saying nice things to me because you bumped me on the track and made me get 4th place.
I am fully insured, just to let you know. Yeah, there's a little bumping going on.
A little bit. I was in 1st place. Anyways.
You were in 1st place. I held back in the beginning because I knew people would be spinning out left and right as they did. Listen, Wes.
It was an honor to race with you.
It was an honor to race with you as well. What were your thoughts going into the race?
To be honest, I was a little frantic because I was trying to post so that people could watch, and as I was posting, it's like I see the countdown. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, so your nerves are already kind of heightened.
Don't do this when you're driving, ever. But I was also, the night has been really fun. Just catching up with old friends.
Yep.
Meeting new friends. Being surrounded by the most beautiful, well-engineered cars in the world. I was talking to Carter earlier. This is like the most money I've been around ever.
For real. Yeah, we've been instructed to not touch a single thing anywhere.
No.
Everyone who has raced is essentially going to be racing again. That is how the bracket style works.
Right.
Whether you've come in 1st or 4th, you will have to go through another round, the semifinals. So, how are you feeling going into your next race? What are you going to change up, if anything?
I mean, I pretty much understand that I didn't get that 20K for the world, for the environmental defense fund, but it's okay. How do I feel about it? I'm gonna do what you said. I'm gonna hold back a little bit and let the other 3 battle it out.
Yep.
And then I'll just make my way around.
Okay, all right. So you're going in with some new strats.
Yeah.
How about your nerves? Do you do anything to combat nerves when your heart's pumping?
Go faster.
Go fast. If anything, just accelerate.
Run it off. Yeah.
Amazing. Were there any turns specifically that caught you off guard every single time?
No, because when I was in 4th, every turn was equally bad.
I mean, once you're in the dirt, it's visceral, right?
Yeah.
Especially with the Thrustmaster wheels. Once you're in the dirt, there is just so much haptic happening that it's a visceral feeling of everything's bad.
I mean, I will say that after I got bumped, I wasn't in the dirt much, actually. So I'm pretty proud of my performance, aside from the placement. But I know all this sounds like an excuse. It's not. It is, but it's also the truth.
Amazing. Well, Wes, thank you so much for joining us here at Race Service in Los Angeles. It's nice to be able to come together, COVID safely, and do something nice for charity as well. So thank you, Wes.
Thanks, Mari. You're doing a great job hosting.
Thank you.
Always.
Appreciate you. Sweet.
So good.
Aw.
Very special surprise, and there's a reason that you were a game time decision. James Kirkham from Race Service, you're here, but why was it in doubt?
I just had a baby. I think this is the celebration of my baby's first day of life, right? It's 6:35 p.m. yesterday. I had a baby in the hospital, but yeah, we're going to be hosting this event here at Race Service, and I couldn't miss a Michelin at-home event. I heard Bib might even be here.
I haven't seen Bib, but you never know. Now, we need to give a shout out. I know you were involved, but the heavy lifting was done by Jess.
Yeah.
The 28 hours of Lamaze, 28 hours of labor, and the baby is...
And we made the joke earlier, I was doing the backstretch of Lamaze. Somebody will
Dad
get that.
jokes.
Yeah,
You're a dad now.
dad jokes. I was literally stretching her back through labor. So, yeah, it was a long 28 hours, and man, she's happier and healthier than ever. And her mom and sister are at the house. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go see Bib and TK, of course, obviously.
Well, I mean, we got to give a shout out. We need to remind everyone has been tested, COVID tested. You were tested, obviously, at the hospital as well, and so we're being safe. So anyone without masks is because we've all been tested, all negative.
Yep.
Now, you've got Michelin Blue, this amazing Bugatti. This is the Vision Gran Turismo Bugatti. It's one of one, owned in private hands. God knows what it's worth, but it's 1,600 horsepower, quad turbo, and everywhere you look, I mean, it's like
ridiculous.
It's like
sculpture.
I've
never seen this in person, and I it's ridiculous. It's like, it's so standout. The color is sick, by the way. Like,
it's got the blue tint to the carbon.
Yeah, I think there's somebody in here who could drive it pretty fast. Have you gotten to drive it?
I have not gotten to drive it.
Have you driven
apparently, there's only one person that's allowed to drive it, and it's not me. But I mean, this whole event obviously is to celebrate the partnership between Michelin and Gran Turismo. You and I both have a long relationship with Michelin. What I love about, whether it was my crew chief, I don't become friends with them because I want to be their friend. I become friends with them because they're the best, they're the badasses at what they do. And they're like the coolest friend to have at the party because their art, their culture, their performance. What has your experience been?
That's exactly it to a T. I mean, I think when we look at race service and the partners that we have, it always, like, we picked the cherry pick, like, the categories of partners that we wanted to have when we set out to start this thing a long time ago. And Michelin immediately came to the category of tire for one, but as you say, lifestyle. And it's as I always say, is like people doing things for the right reasons is like that's who I want to be partners with, and be friends with, and do things with. And Michelin does things for the right reasons, and they have people that really care on their team, and that shines through. And from the first, I was started with them as an influencer, and it grew into this beautiful relationship as an agency partner of theirs, and now hosting this event and all the other great things we get to do. And it's authenticity. I think it's probably the word that sums it all up. But they really give a crap.
Well, in racing, it's one of these things where it's a meritocracy. So they might be your best friend, but if they're not 2/10 quicker than your other best friend, they're not going to be your best friend for long. So that's how I gained my affinity for Michelin. Speaking of which, a fellow racer, Justin, back to you.
I got a mic here. Well, isn't it funny? That was Tommy and James over there by the priceless Bugatti. But I'm with Mari here and Sarah. How did I get? Mari's racing.
Mari's racing.
That's why I'm all confused because I'm the old one. Mari's racing, which is why we are hosting for the minute. So you and I raced together.
Yes.
But it wasn't the world's best race as good as your real racing because you're drifting now.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
It's totally different from this.
Totally, right?
We hang the corners and stuff like that.
So you built a project car?
Yes. And
what is it?
It's an IS300 Altezza.
Okay,
yeah,
that's great.
It's my drift car. Nothing like this.
No, nothing like this.
No.
And the only trouble with this is, from my kind of racing, because I've raced at this track a lot and won at this track a lot, you feel it, don't you? From your toes to the top of your head to your fingertips.
Yes.
And in drifting, you have all that noise and you can feel the tires.
Yes.
Have you become a better road driver through drifting, do you think?
Yes.
Or you're a little bit wilder now?
I think I just got pulled over the other day.
Oh, okay. So maybe the answer is
it's not.
No.
It doesn't make you a better, safer driver, but
No.
it does make you a better driver because let's say you spun out in the rain or something,
you can control it.
And like do some stuff like that.
So let's talk about something, guys. You may notice that we are not wearing masks right now. Well, the race service with Michelin Gran Turismo did something very important. All of us, before we came in the gate here, were COVID tested. We had a 15-minute nasal swab. We got the results. We had a little sticker on our hand. So everybody you see behind us, including us, have been tested more recently than you have watching. I can guarantee that. But obviously, masks are the way to go. We've been wearing masks when we've been walking around, but we couldn't cover up Sarah's face for this interview.
I have my mask though.
But she does have a mask on. So what's going to happen next? I don't know who won that race. Oh no, they're starting the race now. Okay, the race is really starting. Who's your favorite to win today?
I'll give it to Cody.
You will?
Yeah, I will.
I think it's the right way to go.
Yeah, I think it's the right way to go.
He's unstoppable unless I hit him.
Unless you hit him.
Unless I take him out.
Yes, you
That's
will
my
take
strategy.
him out. Okay.
Because if I do that, what would happen is I have to knock him off for like 20. Like he's about 3 seconds a lap faster.
Wow.
So over 4 laps, that's 12 seconds. So I have to really hit him off.
You have to shave down like 4 seconds.
I have to knock him off so badly that he can't come back on by more than 12 seconds. That's my strategy.
That sounds petty, but
There's
like
$20,000 for charity.
Yeah.
What is the charity if you
Best
win?
Friends Animal Society.
Best Friends Animals.
I love animals and I want to save the animals, so.
So where is that? How do people find out about that?
On my Instagram, I posted and tagged everything, and then you just swipe up and vote for me.
Best Friends
Animal Society.
And where are they based?
I don't know where they're based.
Okay,
I
but
just know they're worldwide, like animal, like
fantastic.
shelter, and like they save animals and stuff like that.
Well, that's a good thing to do. No animals have been hurt tonight in the making of this show, especially. Do you know, I can tell you something, going down the main straight, right where they're about to, I was racing a prototype and I was in 3rd place and I saw the car in front go to the left. I saw this fox come out and he ran that way.
Game?
No, in real life.
Oh, okay.
There's no foxes in the game.
Was like,
he ran out and he went that way and the fox stood there. And you know, like animals do just before you hit them, they go, he did this. And when I hit him, he went so high up in the air, it was awful. So that was the worst animal thing I've ever done.
Oh, no.
Sorry, but it was me or the fox. Anyway, shall we watch the race?
Yes.
Because this is an important race. This is their shot at redemption in trying to get through to the final.
Let's watch the race.
Oh my God, do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see that?
What is
Oh, shit. That was sick.
How did that happen? We're taking a picture of my task force. Get out of here.
two left me right in the middle of it because you went to race and they said where are our hosts? And so I said the hosts are over there. But right now we're gonna get you to talk about the race instead of hosting.
Okay.
So you were second.
I was second.
That was Kane. Couldn't you go any faster?
Me and Kane, dude. Oh my God. And in the beginning, I bumped Kane. I was staying behind in the beginning, and I was in fourth, and I was like, okay, I can catch Kane. I bumped him. I felt bad, but he was on my ass the entire time after that, dude.
It was so
good.
cool. But you see, the trouble is in this, you can't say you have a weight advantage, right? Because in real racing, you have a weight advantage. How did you get on?
I've learned that staying on the track is
a help?
probably the best method of approach.
You don't even need to be fast.
No.
You just need to let go off.
I was leading for a while. I just couldn't stay on the track. I just one dirt drop and sent me to the moon. So
it does. I mean, that's what I've worked out. In order to beat Cody, who's about 4 seconds a lap quicker than anyone else,
he is so fast.
You've actually got to hit him off. You've got to hit him off by 12 seconds. I've worked out in the final.
Hit him off, or you need to knock him off.
But I'm going to knock him off. I'm going to take him off so far he's going to go into Carmel, and then we have a shot. So, how are you thinking about the races so far? Because
so fun.
they are fun, right?
They're so fun, and your nerves are going, but you're
nervous
kind of
before the start. Were you nervous? I was nervous.
I couldn't
before
even
the start.
think about being nervous.
Oh.
I was more nervous doing the intro here than I was actually racing.
Well, you're a pro. It's doing
I don't
well.
know about that.
Well, I think we're going to go over because Tommy Kendall who is a race winner, is over with our mixologist because after all that,
yes.
you need a drink.
Definitely, and they're super
He's
good.
over there, and they are super good.
Now I'm here with Aaron Polsky from Livewire, and this is such a cool idea. Tell us what we've got here and how it came about.
Thanks, Tommy. This is something I've worked on for a really long time. It's been the dream of mine. Basically, we make cocktails by bartenders. They're some of the world's best, most written about, most acclaimed, awarded, great. I'm very clearly a bartender and not an interviewee. We make cocktails by bartenders. It's been a lifelong dream of mine to get this up and running. And so essentially, so this is the Honeydew Collins by my friend Joey Bernardo. He's an amazing bartender here in LA. And this is an opportunity for bartenders to scale what they do, and really they're able to make money off of all the hard work they've put in over the course of their career. They make money on every can we sell. So yeah, it's called Livewire.
The descriptions are mouthwatering. It's like it finally dawned on someone that canned drinks don't have to be bad, right? And I mean these make you want to drink and drink and drink. Tell us what's in them.
Well, you don't always want to drink and drink and drink, especially if you're driving. You know, a lot of cars at this event. But we've got so Joey's that I told you about. Joey's is a Honeydew Collins. This was his biggest selling drink at Harvard and Stone where he worked. And it's a gin with coconut, honeydew, lime leaf, and elderflower. This one, the first one out, this is a drink that I've made actually for Michelin before. It's called the Heartbreaker. It's vodka, kumquat, oro blanco, grapefruit, jasmine, and ginger. And then we have the Golden God as well. It's rye, brandy, green tea, and apricot. So it's, we're bartenders. We really take a lot of pride in what we make, and for us, it's flavor first. So we nailed that, and then we did the art. We put them out. We sent them out to the world.
The timing was good, obviously, with everyone being stuck at home and a lot of bars closed. Where can people get this stuff?
So the easiest way to find this, go to livewiredrinks.com and throw in your zip code. We're in a lot of stores in LA. We're in a handful of stores in New York. You can find it at Total Wine. You can find it at K&L. You can find it at Union Square Wines. And then some great Barkeeper, but lots of great stores and bars and restaurants that carry it.
And it's almost endless. I mean, you have some other drinks in the. How many drinks are there right now?
We've got about 15 bartenders on deck that you should be seeing in 2021. Some really exciting names from bars that you've either been to or heard of or hopefully want to go to.
Why don't you crack one for me? I want to taste something.
All right, so this will be the Honeydew Collins. And so each bartender can choose the artist that they work with. Each bartender chooses the artist that they work with. So this is Tally Matthew on that label. He's an awesome tattooer in LA. This is by Henry Lewis, who did an awesome job making me look like a metal skull dude. He's another tattooer, so lots of cool art showcased on these cans.
I don't want a little Gene Simmons thing going there, huh?
I'll take it, man. I'll take it. I love Kiss.
Well, congratulations. Thanks for doing what you do. And
Thanks, Sammy.
it's a win-win because bartenders, like you said, please tip your bartenders. This is the way.
Yeah, and you know what? If your local bar is open, your local restaurant is open, you can find a safe way to support them. Please go and visit those places as well.
All right.
You've always
Thanks
been
a
like
lot.
a lover of cars as well. Got it. Hello, audience. How's it going? And we hope you're enjoying your night here at the Michelin Race for Good. We've got Kane here. You came in first, my friend. How did that race feel for you?
I mean, for our heat.
For our heat, yes.
Yes, I did. You know what? It was a hard-fought battle. Like, you bumped me. I went out the track, came back on. I think I did it like 3 or 4 times, and the last time I did that, it was like the second to last lap, and I was just catching James, and I was like, man, he's so far away, but I was like, just stay in it.
Yeah.
And he ended up over driving the last turn. That turn, I did as well, but he spun, I didn't, and
I was right in the back seeing
Saw
the
the
whole
whole
thing happen. I was almost. I mean, I gotta admit, I was praying that you were gonna also spin out. But yeah, we saw James go off the track there.
It was so close for me to do the same thing. Like, I could have easily just give it a little more throttle, and I would have been doing the same thing.
Yeah. There's definitely that balance of too much and too little, right? Breaking a little bit too much and whatnot.
Especially on the dirt, like, we're just like, get back on the track in our heads, and the car like doesn't even want to move on the dirt. It's just spinning, and it's like, so at that point it's really hectic. So if you saw all that, like, I'm sure you were just like, yes.
It's hard not to get in your head, but I mean, are there any ways that you are using your background as a UFC fighter in channeling what you know into something like this when it's a kind of like a high intensity race?
Well, just be consistent, with each turn. You got to do the work. And number one is you just got to stay in it. Like, it's never over until it's over, no matter what. Like, so just always know that you're always in the fight. You're always in the race.
Yeah.
Just keep doing your thing, and some days it's going to turn out your way. So yeah.
That's such a good thing to hear because it is so easy to start giving up when you're in 4th place. But we all have to remember, it's not about who comes in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. It is about the fastest lap that also plays a factor into all this. So you're totally right. It's that mind game of not getting so wrapped up in things.
You know what it is, as far as, and I was thinking of the fastest lap, but then I also was thinking, I love the battle too. So I'm going to stay in the battle. I'm going to stay in it, and the hell with it. I'm just going to go all out, and that was fun. If I would have stayed in the back and then try to get like a really good lap, like, I would have been like, I would have been cool, but no, to battle with each and every one of you out there was awesome.
Yeah, It was really close too. That was so fun.
It was.
Yeah. Yes. Amazing. Well, Kane, thank you so much for being here tonight. One of the many eclectic guests we have here tonight, thanks to Michelin Gran Turismo. Thanks for joining us.
No, thank you. This has been awesome. Thanks to Michelin Race Service. This is a great experience. I love racing. I love cars. I geek out. People don't see this side of me a lot because of what I normally do. But for me. I'm at home. So
I love that. Where can the audience find you?
So Kane MMA on Instagram. I'm around. I'll find you guys. Don't worry about it.
There you go. Awesome. Very cool. Thank you. I can take that for you.
Thank you very much.
For sure.
Oh, man.
Yes,
Congratulations. You are coming off of that high of winning that heat. How do you feel right now?
I feel pretty good. You know, there's nothing better than something like that where you do like a full-on first place all the way to last place and then back into first place, you know, because as soon as you go from like first to last, you think you're out. Sorry. Yeah, you think you're gone and you think the race is over, right? But then you just stay composed, you let the thing play out, and then, you know, you see the opening and shoot, and there you go.
My goodness, do you think that mindset comes from what you do? I mean, you're a drifter, like you know what it's like to be in the seat, in the hot seat.
Yeah.
And so how does that give you an advantage over someone like me who has not been on a racetrack like this before?
You know, it does and it doesn't. So it's a lot of, well, we don't really see heats with like multiple people. You know, you have like a lead in a chase car, right? But with this, you know, I'm like, if I fall behind and there's like two cars in front of me, you don't really see that much, you know? So I'm just like keeping my proximity and just waiting for one of them to like bump the other one and then kind of take the gold, you know? So that's really what I did.
There's a little bit of good in some patience, huh?
Yeah. I think composure and really just settling back and letting things unfold in front of you has a lot to do with where your position's going to end up.
That's awesome. You know, I was just interviewing Kane, who's also, you know, he's an elite athlete, and he's saying the same sort of things.
Right.
Even when you're all the way in the back, you can't give up. It's not over till it's over.
Right. You just keep charging, and you know, stuff like this, it's hard to determine what other people are going to do when they're under pressure, right? So maybe everyone's on different varying skill sets, but you know, with that kind of evens the entire field, because someone who's really good might be up against someone who's not so good, and that person might mess them up. So everyone's really got a fair shot. It's awesome.
It's really cool. Well, I mean, okay, so that's kind of the mentality, being patient and kind of watching to see how everyone else does when you're in the back. How do you stay cool when you're in the front?
When you're in the front, so I constantly, this is my thing. This is like my battle with Aaron Parker, right? Is when I'm in front, I will push as hard as I can possibly push. So driving at 9/10 has always been like my Achilles heel. You know, I need to do it, but I don't. So right there, it was just the whole time me saying, hey, you know, just take it easy. But I had an established lead, and I kind of took it a little too easy. You know, let everyone kind of start catching up, and then made a mistake, got bumped, pushed out, and then it worked out because they kind of messed up again, and I took the lead. So
amazing!
You know, I did pull a dirty move at the end. I feel so bad.
Well, hey, it's high stakes, right? $20,000 to charity.
Yeah.
So you know, it's I think all holds bar, like. We're all going out.
For sure.
Here.
I really want to win that, you know, so I think everyone out here is pretty competitive.
Absolutely. I know it's an underlying like competitive feel, but everyone's very friendly as well.
True.
Which is a great environment to be in.
Yeah, it's great, you know.
Next race, are you going to go with the same strats? Any different strats?
I should change it up, to tell you the truth. I'm going to have to think about it a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Wonderful. Well, we'll see how it goes. Aaron, how do people find you?
You can find me at aaparker.300 on Instagram, Facebook.com/alot, or you know, follow a multitude of different channels. Do a lot of cameos and good friends with race service people here, and all around Formula Drift, all around Donut Media videos, all sorts of things.
There you go.
I'll be around.
Awesome. Very cool. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate
it.
I can see the body language. Yeah. You know, I was trying to eat my beautiful Le Comptoir takeaway meal, vegetarian style, but DJ Ski is here because you were about to win.
I was about to win, that's why I'm not back out there. So I was in first place, final turn, hitting it in, get bumped from behind and pushed in and end up in fourth. Spun out 360.
That's my life. That's my world to have. It's a better story when you're in fourth and the three people in front of you screw it up, and then they're in the trees and you go on to a win. I'm just telling you.
And that's what I thought was going to happen. I was like, I'm not going to win this. And then I'm at the end, literally last turn, last lap, I'm there, I've won it. And then you never know. That's why you play to the end.
So, I mean, you're the right age. Obviously, you're into electronic, you're into technology, but are you a gamer? You
yeah,
are.
of course.
You are really.
Yeah, oh, yeah, good stuff.
And but not many sim games.
I've never, you know what? I haven't played in like the actual like full set. So you're like in a vehicle, right? The whole simulator. So it's incredible. So it was awesome, really getting into it. Other than at the arcade. So
Yeah,
but I was
that's a
picking it up.
different
I was picking it up. I was in.
Well, obviously you were if you were running right there. So talk about your music and the world of cars, because we all draw our inspiration right from everything. And when you drive a fast car, the way it makes you feel, is that like being in front of a live audience when you're performing?
It's the same thing, and music and cars go so hand in hand, right? Like for me, music and cars are a form of therapy. Like when you go hit the road, it's all about what soundtrack and what music
totally
you have.
is, yeah.
And that's why it's so important. The same thing, if you want to listen to music and get it the best experience, there's no better way than driving. So it's so incredible to go out and play these songs and do these things. And we've built, a company dash and have our product integrated into a lot of the new vehicles. So it's
That's
incredible
wild.
to go in and jump in a new car and hear it in there.
Well, I know a lot of people right now, one of the things that Michelin has been very behind, and we have on our show, the talk show, is people are getting back driving. People are now looking for the road trip. They're looking, we all sat there going like this. We mask up, we go out, and we want to get on the road. It's almost our only freedom that we can control right now. People go to Mexico, but you can't go on vacations. You have to quarantine when you come back, but drive your car. I mean, what about the road trip? Because has that been a feature in your life, or now do you have more of an urge to do it?
Yeah, I've done several rallies and a couple across the country, even a couple in Europe and stuff, and I've had just so much fun with those and always love it. So being able to have this time, I think, has brought the enjoyment of driving back to a lot of people that were stuck in, the 9 to 5, sitting in traffic all day, which makes driving sometimes not that fun. But when you get in that open road and are able to really push it, like I'm sitting back, I used to have one of these GTRs when they first came out, and I miss it now that I don't see it. But sitting in LA traffic isn't the funnest. If I had it right now, the open road.
So how have you dealt with the whole lockdown? Have you been very creative? Have you done more music than ever?
Yeah, I mean, look, you have to evolve and stuff, so it's definitely not the year that we planned and stuff, and but for me, it's like opened up a whole new world of possibilities, and it's accelerated a lot of other trends, such as gaming and different things that we're really heavily involved in right now, so I'm excited, and you just have to make the most of it, right? Like, you have to evolve, or you can't sit there and wait. Everybody else is dealing with it. We're not, that's the thing, like, we're not unique. We're not the only ones affected by this, so you just got to go out and make it happen.
Yeah, pivot around and make it happen. We're going to head back over there, because I think they're about... They might
I'm
even start a
boycotting.
new
I'm
race.
boycotting.
You're boycotting.
I'm boycotting.
Well, that means you're through to the losers final.
No, that was it. That was the losers final.
Sorry. Anyway,
second.
we better
I
get
came
over
in
there.
second in the other one because I placed Cody, who cheated.
Wow.
So he practiced for a week now.
He has practiced for a
He's
week.
practiced for real. I came in second in that one, but
Yeah. Anyway,
It is
let's go
what it
watch
is.
some racing. Yeah, no, it's a sweet car. That.
That was a rage. All right, go. That was a rage. Hey, good man. Now you show up on the second one. That was a clean. Look good, man. No. Damn it.
I don't know if they did it for me or I did it.
No, that was all you. Are you kidding? They were battling it out. They were trying, man.
It was a little bit of a road rage at first. You know, I saw a couple of bumps between each other, and then I was lucky enough to sneak out of that, and then I maintained the position, even though I lost control in the second lap, I think, or maybe the first one. I did a full 360 on the car. I was like, for sure I'm gonna be last, but then they were so far ahead that they couldn't catch up, so it was fun.
It's all about that patience, right? Maintaining
How did you
patience.
do? Let's talk about that.
Let's see, I've come in second all the way through, and I don't know if this is spoilers or not,
Oh, wow.
but I had the...
Do you have special Michelin tires by chance?
No, I don't.
You don't?
I had the
Okay,
same as
that's
everybody
clean,
else.
clean, okay.
But I am in the semifinals because I had the fastest overall lap times.
Oh, wow.
So I will be
That's
in there
awesome.
with y'all. Got
Hell
it.
yeah.
See, second place.
You made it.
It's not over till it's over, right?
Exactly.
Anything can happen on the track. You said that you 360'd at one point.
Totally, yeah. Mhm.
Are there any strategies you're going to go into for the next race so that you're not going to do that?
Definitely, I gotta watch my own speed, not based on other cars. You know, you definitely want to watch that. When you got other cars around, you start getting distracted, and you lose the sense of speed. Especially in a game, it's really hard. So, and once you realize, sometimes it's too late. So I'm gonna try to brake check myself a little more.
Yep.
I think with the pressure that everybody has right now, everyone has a lot of chances to crash. So in this case, I shouldn't be telling you my technique. I don't know if you're trying to get information.
I'm playing both sides here.
But-
You're the only one who's figured it out, Coco.
But I know how competition goes. So I want to tell you anyway. This is it. You let everybody crash. Let everybody race against each other, do the road rage, and you just stay clean and consistent. You might get somewhere.
Yep.
You might get somewhere.
Those clean races will get you somewhere. That's right. Do you remember which charity you are racing for tonight?
Yes, Reach Out Worldwide.
All right,
Supporting Cody, and then I guess I got a really good partner. Cody is killing it.
Yeah, he is. But you never know what is going to happen on these races. You know what? Cody might get a little distracted, like you said.
I'm gonna make sure he does it. I'm gonna make sure, because the winner gets $20,000 towards the charity they choose. So definitely our team is gonna try to make the best to make the $20,000 go towards Reach Out Worldwide.
So there might be a little bit of teamwork going on in that.
What's your
last
charity
one.
team?
Mine is Special Olympics.
Nice. That was my second favorite one too. So I'm like, even if you guys win, I'll be happy.
There you go. You know what? At the end of the day, the charity wins out, and we're all here for the good of it. So yeah, it's all fun.
It's a positive competition. Yeah.
It's fun stuff.
Exactly.
Amazing. Well, excited to see you in the next race, Coco, and congratulations.
Good luck to you.
Yeah,
I'll keep an eye on you, so be careful.
Amazing. Thank you all so much for joining us. Michelin Race for Good.
So, Devin, I take it that you didn't win.
That would be correct. Yeah.
And why didn't you win? Because you were standing with me. We were about to do an interview, and then he ran off.
I did.
Because he was going to win.
Well,
that's what I thought.
Dreams don't always come true.
No. Especially not here in Hollywood.
No.
But your real dream is coming true. So talk about it.
Yeah.
Driving a race car, I might add, is one of the most unpredictable careers you could choose. You can be on a high and then drop down. And Patrick Dempsey, when he went from acting to go into racing, we used to talk about it. He used to say, because I'd say, maybe I'd like to do some acting or do some TV and do more TV. And he goes, why would you want to do that? You're a race car driver. And I went, well, all race car drivers would like to do what you do, and you want to do what we do. Yeah, and we worked out that...
I didn't even know Patrick Dempsey was a race car driver.
He became an amazing race car driver.
Really?
Yeah, he still has his own team. He raced at Le Mans 24 Hours. He's won his class.
And he's gorgeous.
And that's the trouble. He made us all look really average.
I don't know. You're pretty handsome yourself.
But you stand next. Thank you. But you stand next to Patrick Dempsey, and you just go.
I just wouldn't stand next to him.
No, don't. Yeah. You need. He's the guy that at 3 a.m. at Le Mans. He takes off his helmet. I had to interview him, and he looked ready. Ready, camera
it's
ready.
The hair. It's the flowing hair.
I know. I got to keep going with that. So tell me about what you're doing right now, because I know you can't talk about the movie that you can't talk about.
Yes.
But you came off the back of some really good stuff.
I did, yeah. So we did our 4th season of 13 Reasons Why. It came out in the midst of a global pandemic, which is, twofold. It's got some bad parts, but also good parts, You can't really do as much press as you would like to do and talk about the show as much as you want in the normal sense. But then you also have, a prime time of people at home with nothing to do, wanting to absorb and take in new content. So, and streaming services are, the new bread and butter for that sort of thing. Everybody's got a Netflix account these days. And so you got a new season of something coming up, you want to watch it. So that worked out really well. People watched it, and we had to say, goodbye to our show after 4 seasons.
That's always tough, though, right?
It's tough, but at the same time, you're just grateful that...
How old are you now?
I'm 22.
So, these shoes are 22-year-old. But, it is time, you're that age, you can have a fresh challenge. Yeah. Do you see driving in that future?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I'm adding it. I'm just being honest here. I'm just pointing it out.
No, it's... good observation, by the way. But no, it's certainly fun to do here in the simulator. I just that is so scary to me, though.
Can you imagine doing that when the consequence for getting it wrong is being hurt?
Exactly.
Or, that car, that 000 car, that's actually the Pikes Peak paint job.
Yes.
So they ran at Pikes Peak, and the car, which is actually over there for real, won Pikes Peak in its class. That's a $500,000 car.
That's insane.
And there's other people trying to hit you, and when they hit you real...
That's the thing that would be even more... even when I'm driving on the road trying to get groceries, I'm a very defensive driver. I'm there... Because in my mind, I'm the worst thing that could happen. I'm not even worried about me, but it's what could happen to somebody else on the road that... Just an innocent driver on the other lane, whatever, if I mess something up.
But in the virtual world, there is no... You've got a reset button, so you can kind of be as wild as you want.
Exactly.
So are you through to the next round, or is that it?
I don't know.
Where did you finish?
I think I came in 3rd, but I also know that there might be something happening
consolation
in terms of, race. I also know that they're doing something with whoever has the fastest lap. I don't know if I got the fastest lap or not. I don't know.
You have to basically anesthetize Cody Walker if you want to win this thing. So
pretty much. That's
me.
I gotta just make him disappear or something. Do you have any magician friends?
No, but it would be handy right now. Anyway, let's go back and watch some racing because I think Cody's actually over there, and Tanner, and
Kane.
Tommy.
I see Kane.
I see Kane. We got to go and watch that.
Go check it out.
Oh man, I'm not sure. I got away. Turn one, we were 3 wide going in there, and I was able to just squeeze on the inside. And that was it. That was it. I didn't look back after that. Yes.
We are going into the final races here. We got Armin here to catch us up on exactly where we are, how we got here from the preliminaries. Armin, catch us up.
So it was interesting battles. A lot of interesting battles. A little bit of bumping. A lot of fender bending. It was a tough fight. But we do have some overall winners that are going to go to the finals. One of them being yourself. How's that feel?
I'm the Rocky Balboa of the group, right?
Right.
I'm definitely in there as someone who got the fastest overall lap time.
Exactly.
But I was in 2nd place every time.
And who won that race?
The times were Tanner won one of them, and I believe Kane won the other.
And then Coco as well. So we have overall 4 drivers moving up to our final race, and they're going to be sharing the races with
Cody, Coco, Kane, and me.
Fast people. Woo! So yeah, I expect some fireworks. What are some of your strategies? What are you thinking mentally going into this race?
I think I'm going to go in just doing as clean of a race as possible.
Right.
I will be happy as long as if I'm not spinning out and taking things too fast.
Right.
So I have the mentality of someone's bound to go a little loco.
Well, look how far it got you, right? Keeping it clean, keeping it on the pavement, not going into the dirt. And that's a big part of this, right? Because a lot of nerves are going around. As I said before, at the beginning of the day, people get nervous, people make mistakes, and it's who gets the most out of that. The mistake of the car in front of you, that's the person that's going to win. So I think that was it's been awesome to watch. But we also have Tommy Kendall, right, going through as well, and Justin
right.
Bell. I mean, we got some top race car drivers, and these guys have nerves of steel. They're not going to be intimidated by anybody. So
No, they sure aren't. They sure aren't. It's going to be insane. So I've got to get in there.
Here we go, Murray.
To race. So I'll leave it to you, Aaron.
Well, good luck. We wish you the best, Murray, and we'll be sending it over to the
Am I in
next
this race?
person.
Yep. All right, coming to you live at the race service headquarters. I got another good friend of mine here, Tanner Fox, famous YouTuber. You just bought a twin turbo Lamborghini.
You're too kind. Yes, I did. I did, in fact, get a Liberty Walk twin turbo Huracan.
Oh, tell us more about it.
Well, it's twin turbo built by Sheepy Race. It's a 1 of 4 Liberty Walk kit. It's a 2016 Huracan. It should be great for content. It should be a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
And it's about 1,000 horsepower, so it's about the same as my GTR. So they make
Have
a
you
good.
lined them up yet to see which one's faster?
No, not yet.
But
but
you're
they
going
make
to.
good sisters for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, congratulations on that. It is so exciting to see you get that. I know there's a fear you lost it, but I think it was just a prank being pulled on you.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, so how do you feel racing today for Michelin?
I feel really great. This whole event has been absolutely amazing. I haven't really been able to get out of the house much and do stuff like this all year, so it's really great to come together and network and get to meet a lot of new people and see a lot of my old friends.
Yeah, and especially in such a safe environment too. You guys, for you at home, we all did COVID tests before we came here. Everyone was negative. Super thankful for that. So I'm just glad we're able to be here with friends.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's the charity you're racing for?
It's called the March of Dimes. You know, it's all about the health of babies, and to me, that's the most important thing because that's the future, that's the next generation, and that's why I chose that.
That's so awesome. You guys, the winner of the event tonight is going to be able to donate $20,000 to the charity of their choice. So I think you just actually got knocked out though.
I did just lose. Like right now, guys. First round, I was killing it. I came out first out of 4, and then I went up against the big dogs like Cody Walker, and
he's crushing it.
He's
though.
intimidating.
He's crushing it.
He's
doing
intimidating.
really
I got
well.
up there, I messed up first corner, messed up, and then I could not get myself straight. I kept trying to fix it.
I did the same thing.
I kept going in
just started doing like a
circles.
donut in the sand.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
Oh yeah. But at the end of the day, we're all here having fun. This is for a good cause. So at the end of the day, whoever wins, it's for the better good.
Yeah, and major shout out to Michelin for throwing such an amazing event. They're such nice people. They always do really cool stuff like this for creators and for people like us, and for the entertainment of you guys. So major shout out to Michelin.
Yeah, super awesome. All right, you guys, at home, thank you for watching. I'm going to kick you off to the other group.
We love
See
you.
What's going on.
Thanks for watching.
Tommy, how you doing?
I'm good, mate.
I'm in trouble now because look, we are teammates in our show. We've never raced together at Laguna Seca.
We've never, even in these games, we've always swapped back and forth. We've never gone head to head.
There's a reason for that because he's too flipping quick. But well, who else do we have? Coco, and we have Sarah. What? Mari. This isn't going to be an easy race. All right. Okay, TK. Top 2 go through, so do not mess this up. Aren't we racing?
This is practice.
We're having a practice? Why are we having a practice? I don't get any better at this.
So we're back on the super softs, which is...
Oh, we are?
A change from the... and nothing
Why have I followed you off?
Nothing.
Oh, that's good. The 2 professional drivers are upside down. That's pretty ridiculous. Okay, I'm off now. I'm going to focus. Finals beginning in 9 seconds. This is going to be a big moment because I just need to be in the top 2, so I don't have to go home early.
Well, that's not a great memory to go into the finals with.
No, that was an awful memory. I need to relax, loosen up. I'm more nervous doing this than I was really racing here.
Oh, come on. You got it.
I'm in the blue and red one. All right, you 2, calm down. Yeah. But I'm a real one, not a fake one. I had a stupidly bad start. Do not let him go away.
I see you.
Wasn't exactly the best start. Oh, Tommy, that was a dodgy line. He's letting it all hang out there. Hang it out, Kendall. No! I was just lining up for a
Are you going easy on us? What is happening?
All right, go. Oh man.
No.
I got so much pressure.
I've really got to work now.
Let's go.
Are you in third place?
Yeah.
Oh my God. No wonder I'm not catching the car in front, it's you. Can we add another 5 laps? I will not make it. Murray, can you take Tommy out on the way by? Tommy, you're going to be through. This pisses me off.
Oh no, that is the biggest choke.
Was that you?
That was me.
You are joking.
I couldn't feel the pedal. Oh.
You just, no.
Oh. Oh my God, that's so bad.
I did a 22-1, Tommy.
Did you really?
I was motivated. Who's that? Was that you, Tommy?
Nope. That was Coco.
That was Coco?
Did you nerf me, JB?
Did I?
Huh?
I didn't even see you. You came back like it's like what the? Oh.
Coco one.
Good? All right, things are getting pretty intense behind us. Kevin, this is Kevin, guys, by the way.
Hello, how's it going?
You are an influencer. You have your own water company. You focus on fitness, but you also do a lot of race car stuff.
I love cars. I love the automotive industry, and I'm trying to bridge the gap of both automotive and fitness because I think I mean, what's not to like about both?
Yeah, totally. I
Yeah.
couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
So the cool thing about Kevin is you can line up against him as a human being next to one of your sports cars in a 0 to 60 launch, and he takes a lot of cars from a run.
Not 0 to 60 miles an hour, but 0 to 60 feet.
Feet.
And from my track record, I'm undefeated. So if you have a car,
Oh, I think I got one in mind. But so who's the charity tonight that you were really hoping to be able to donate to?
Special Olympics, yeah.
Okay.
That was that Special Olympics holds a special place in my heart because one, my sister was a big part of it growing up. When she was in college, she volunteered all the time. She ran a lot of the programs in track and field, and then me being an athlete, running track and field and playing football, it just feels good to be able to give back in that manner because I think everyone should be able to move and exercise. You know, whether your circumstances. So
Yeah, no, totally.
That was.
And you know, although you weren't able to move on to the next round, just being able to bring the awareness and talk about it
Yeah.
to the viewers at home, I think that's such a huge positive
For sure.
and a big step already. So, how do you think your last race went?
It went pretty good. I did better the second race than the first race, but the thing with these simulators is like people get. It's not a real race car, so people they feel extra confident to kind of bump into you.
Absolutely.
So you're off the track, then you're trying to get back on. So the name of the game in these simulators is just if you don't crash, you're decently fast.
You
you're
stay on the track.
You're
yeah.
probably gonna win because everyone that's losing here, I'm seeing is they're going off the track and they're getting
pretty much.
they're
Get
getting
a little
bumped off.
overzealous.
Yeah.
Well, the finals are coming up. They're going to be playing here in just a minute, so you guys stay tuned. This is it. This is what we've all been waiting for. Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
who goes into the finals?
I think top 2 of each.
So did we go through? You went through.
You too.
I
top
went
2.
through.
I went.
You won.
You won. So you're in the finals.
Am I?
Yes.
Didn't you win?
Yes.
No, I didn't know. Coco won.
Coco won.
Coco won.
Coco won.
Coco won. That
So-
was, I mean, okay, so before the cameras cut to us, we were just hyped up with just how crazy that was.
Yeah.
That was all over the place.
Well, in 3 laps, I had the highs, the lows, and the taste after that Michelin star meal, I have the taste of regret.
Yeah, I bet you do.
That's what is going to stay with me.
The best sight was Tommy in front. You had a great start, and someone else was on the outside of me, and then I just saw you locking up on the next lap going off, and I was like, I mean, like you do when someone you really care for in racing goes off, you go, that's great. That couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
And then I had passed you on the last lap to put myself in the transfer spot, but you weren't going to let it happen, were you?
Well, you were on the outside, and I'd used a lot of had to use a lot of exit, and you were there between me and the gravel. So
it was me or you.
It was.
And we know that.
We know how that's
it wasn't going to be
go.
you.
I know. Did you spin at all?
I spun at the end. You know what? I took that last corkscrew just a little bit too aggressively because I really thought I could snatch him. It was you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I cut you and then I thought I could do it and I just couldn't. I was in second for a while. I just couldn't catch up to Coco, but man, what a race. That was a good
it's just
one.
like the real thing in the fact that race drivers have brilliant excuses. That's what we do. We actually, on the slowdown lap when you're coming in, if you haven't won, you think into yourself, so what's my excuse for this one? What can I, and when you win, there's no excuse needed. That's why winning is great. No excuse needed.
But the post-race bench race is very much like, which you don't get if everyone's remote, but when you have a group event like this, it's fun. So the post-race, would-haves and could-haves and reminiscing, and so.
The thing is, I couldn't feel you on the outside. Honestly, I couldn't.
Really?
In real life, you would have probably made your presence known a bit more. He was very good in Trans Am. Everyone knew when he was coming by.
Well, once you earn the reputation, then you don't even have to do it.
Yeah, people
you get in their head and they just.
You got the aura.
Fall off
They know you're
instead.
coming.
So that's good. Well, listen, so I'm through.
So
Sorry,
you're
guys.
No,
You can now
it was-
drink.
it was
Carry the
great.
torch for us,
I'll
buddy.
carry the torch. Well done. All right, now we've actually got to really get on with a real race about to happen, right?
Yes. So here's the final race. Justin, if you can stay with me for
My
1
goodness.
second, just a quick
My
briefing
heart
for the
can't
final
take
race.
anymore.
First of all, congrats on making it this far. Awesome. It's not easy. But for the final race, I just want to remind you that you will need to do 1 pit stop.
Okay, and that works how? All we have to do is go aim for the pit lane and then the computer does the rest.
It will take over for you, but make sure you choose the tires that you want to select, and you only have 1 option.
So it just comes up on the screen.
Exactly. You select by pressing the letter X on the
X,
steering wheel,
okay.
and that's going to change the tires. You're going to see the animation go off, and once you come out, you're going to be back on track and
Super
racing
softs,
again.
right?
Super softs, but make sure you don't forget to do that because that's a 1 minute penalty to your total race time.
So I need
And
super
that's
softs
bad.
on here. Okay.
Yes.
And there's only 4 of us going for this.
There is only four drivers and 4 top drivers, so no stress. You can also choose to go in at any lap. So you
I
can
know.
between lap 1 and lap 3. You can
Are
choose
we doing 4 laps of the final?
four laps.
Okay. I know
All
my
right.
strategy already. I'm
Here we
working
go.
on it. Okay. Any other advice?
Go in there, go fast.
How do I catch Cody up when he's 3 seconds a lap quicker? I need to put him into an accident that takes him out by 12 seconds.
You punt somebody into him, and then you go on the inside, and occasionally just jump over the corkscrew and complete cut the track. There we go.
That's me.
All right. Here we go.
All right, Mari, as you didn't go through,
Hey
you can
everyone,
talk.
if you're just joining us, this is the Michelin Race for Good, powered by Gran Turismo here at Race Service in Los Angeles, California. If you're just joining us, you are joining us for a very, very, very exciting time because we are going into, that's right, the final races. It's been an exciting night, preliminary round after round, semifinals we just finished, but we're going into it. If you're just joining us, hello, how's it going? Welcome, my name is Mari Takahashi, and again, we are here at Race Service, thanks to Michelin bringing us all together. It should be noted that it is a COVID compliant environment. Everybody who is in attendance tonight, including cast and crew, have all been tested for COVID, and we're keeping everything very COVID compliant in the sense that everything is being sanitized after somebody has gone and played on these beautiful PlayStation sleds you see behind me. And all the food here has also been safely handled as well. Speaking of food, it is also a Michelin star rated Chef Gary tonight, my apologies, and all of our guests have been enjoying wonderful Michelin food. You'll see behind me, our racers are getting ready, and in the races we have got Justin, we've got Cody, we've got Aaron, and lastly we've got, let me see, Coco. How could I forget? Because Coco won against me in that race. So close, fam. We almost had the finals, but no. All right, with that said, let's walk on over. We've got the races going out. This is, I believe this might just be their preliminary round where they are practicing. Oh, but it's not gonna last very long because the finals are starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They didn't even get out of the pit. They had no practice. Y'all don't need practice. Woo! Yeah! Oh, the crowd is excited. Oh my goodness, it is the finals. Are y'all ready for the finals? Yeah! Woo! We've been waiting all night for this. We've got, I believe it's Cody. Is it Cody? In the front? Yeah, Cody in sled 1.
Let's go!
Yeah, we got Aaron, we got Coco, and we got Justin. Woo! Who will take it? Chat. Who is going to take it? If you haven't been joining us all night tonight, the winner of this round, of this final round, will be taking home $20K for their charity of choice. It is all for good. Michelin has brought us all together for charity, for good. So, with that said, let's go. 4 laps. And the rules for this round are a little bit different. It is 4 laps with a mandatory pit stop as well. That pit stop can be taken at any point during their races, so there is a little bit of strategy going in there. They will need to do a tire change, but a refuel is not required.
So the action started heavy in turn 1. Cody, who's got to be the favorite, got pushed wide, was back to 3rd, has already made his way back up to 2nd.
How did that happen? Was it a bump or was it a spin?
I think they all got together and leaning on each other. He was on the outside, got forced out,
yes,
and Coco and
tensions.
Aaron were through, but you can see it's getting close.
It's close.
Big bobble.
All right.
Puts him right on the bumper. Now the question is, when are guys going to make their stops?
That's
so
right. Yeah, there's a
no
little
one
bit of
goes
stress
for
going
pit
in
lane.
there.
Looking inside in turn 11.
Turn 11.
Doesn't get all the way there. Gets pushes him in the door.
Not quite in the dirt there, but
and that put him
was
through.
close. Cody back in first.
So now Justin Bell has made his stop. So I actually like this strategy because he's getting it out of the way now, and he's going to have a totally clear track. Because sometimes you get messed up in traffic and you can't run your optimal time. So he got to stop out of the way early. And now these guys racing with each other theoretically might not run their best laps. Cody's been strong enough that he'd have to be the odds-on favorite. But let's see where Cody.
With 4 laps, there's no tire wear, right? So the pit stop isn't really strategy as how the tires are wearing.
It's compulsory, basically. Yes. Now Laguna Seca is known for being really hard on tires. You can have settings in the games with tire degradation or not for the sake of ease. These tires are not wearing, but so it's just a strategy call. So Cody's out front. He's not under any pressure. You can see a full straightaway. But I don't know if I was commentating, I'd know what the pit time was. And so we could monitor the gap between Cody and Justin to see if it's greater or less than the time it takes to pit. So here comes.
I think it's somewhere around 7 seconds.
But you got the slow time going in and out, which adds. So Cody stays out again. Looks like Cody's going to make his on the last lap.
We saw a little
Unless he
spin
forgets.
here from Aaron, putting him in 4th at the moment. Justin just passed through.
So now, if you do not make your stop, it's a 1-minute penalty. So, sometimes you get caught up in the heat of the battle. Usually your pit crew would remind you. So we'll see if Cody is keeping track of that and is just saving it till the end.
Right.
Obviously,
we've got 2 folks.
Aaron and Coco are both in.
So that's 3 drivers who have now, at this point, done their pit stops. Cody still has not yet done his, but he is out in front.
And the other thing is, like when you're out front managing how hard to push, he doesn't know where Justin is. So he might think I've got a big lead if he's backing off, not knowing that Justin has already made his stop. So,
that's right.
It looks like, there's a good bit of distance on the course. So this is, and Cody's just been clean this whole time.
Oh my
really,
goodness. This is...
I don't know what the delta is, Justin.
This is a race.
21. He ran a 21.8. And Justin's in the 21s also, so he's running on pace. So we're going to watch now. Look for Cody to hit the pit lane here. If he doesn't, he's gonna get a 1-minute penalty.
And there he goes.
He's in the pits.
All right.
Now,
with that,
so Justin's in the corkscrew.
Pit
stop's going. Justin's coming down into 9. So look, they haven't even gotten to his car yet. It's going to be close. Car into the pit box. 000 car goes up on the stand.
Michelin tires.
4 new Michelin Super Softs. Here comes JB.
Here he goes. He's out of the pit.
He's gonna have them, but he's gonna be out. He's gonna be out a little bit ahead. I'll tell you what, Coco's not letting Justin get away either.
Coco's right on him.
So Cody in and out, got not under any pressure. So the real suspense.
Follow it to the winner. We're going to give the check. We want to give a sponsor thank you and wrap this shit.
What's channel check?
Winner, check.
Oh,
Sponsor,
winner.
Thank you. Sorry, get it right. So yeah, we'll follow to the winner. Then we'll hit the check. This way. So just kind of do your best.
Okay. Through the corkscrew for the last time. 2 corners between him and $20,000 for his charity of choice.
There's that last very mean left turn.
And as the sun sets on Laguna Seca, Cody Walker closing out a perfect
beautiful
wins in every round.
And the Michelin Man here to celebrate with us. Fantastic. Yes.
Michelin Man. You want to go jump in too?
Cody, please, sir.
Wow, what up? Thank you. Oh my God, this is so cool.
Flawless. Thanks, Tommy. Thank you.
Well, you've got the Michelin Man here to celebrate with you, which is fantastic. Cody, how do you feel?
I feel amazing right now. That whole, after lap 2, I kept telling myself, or while I was on lap 3, gotta pit. I think I said it the entire lap.
Yeah, we were looking for it.
My original plan was to do it on the second. And I blew past it, and so the whole time I'm pit. I was not going to pass it again. Oh my gosh! I noticed when I was pulling out of the pit lane, I saw him on my radar just flying down, and it was it was a pucker moment. Right
so
there.
$20,000 race for good.
So incredible.
Tell us about the charity that you're going to be.
This is such a cool opportunity. Reach Out Worldwide is obviously near and dear to my heart. It was founded by my brother. They send volunteers all over the place to help communities after natural disasters, whether it's rebuilding homes or giving people medical aid in developing parts of the world. And we've been so active with helping people up in Northern California and Oregon after the fires, and it's just, this feels so good. I'm so stoked right now. I knew you. I'm so stoked. Oh my God. Wow. Thanks, Justin. Thank you so much.
They say you're only as good as your last race. You get to be a champ for a while.
Well, it's been an honor driving with you guys.
I could see you on the map.
These are the real drivers right here.
I'll never catch you up, I thought, but that was very good.
The shoes off strategy worked.
And we have the Michelin Man here. That is the way it goes.
Yeah. I like feeling the pedals under my feet. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it worked obviously, and congratulations.
Thank you.
All the hard work paid off.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. Thanks again for having me, and thank you, Michelin and Gran Turismo Sport for the opportunity. This is so cool. All right, we're gonna hold this with you.
You can hop in and say your charity was Reach Out Worldwide, or whatever, and like kind of prompt them.
And then what's next after this? After the
and
check?
then we're giving a check to.
Yeah. $1,000 for this charity. All thanks to Michelin for bringing us all together. Incredible. So exciting. Oh my goodness. And with that said, I believe there's also another charity that Michelin is able to. Sarah got the most votes, and with that, you have received $5,000 for your charity. Congratulations!
Good job, Sarah!
Very cool. Yes.
Thank you to everyone. A sponsor, thank you, and we're wrapped.
Okay.
Gran Turismo Sport, Thrustmaster, Michelin Tire, peace out.
Do you want me to go like walk in front?
Just take it now and just say
Okay.
thanks.
And the Michelin Race for Good, powered by Gran Turismo here in Los Angeles at Race Service. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We had a fantastic time doing some good for the world and benefiting these charities. Thank you to all of you who have joined us. And thank you, everyone. This is wonderful. Woo!